I am ready to start stringing my loom, so I wanted to give you a look at what I use to warp my loom with. I've got 20 cones here. I decided to use an all white warp this time. I haven't done that before, so this will be something different. The string I use is a 50% polyester and a 50% cotton blend. They say that's supposed to make it a lot stronger and it helps with the fraying. The first step is to put my 20 spools of warp onto the spool pins, and they're on the treadle strip at the base of the loom in the rear. So this is the back of my loom. These are the spool pins. These are really tall screws that we put in because the original spool pins were broken off when I got the loom. They're tall enough to accommodate most cones that I want to put on there. These I just cut from the inside of the cones, what the string is wrapped on, just to make the cones a little taller so they come up over the top of the screw and the string doesn't get caught on this. So they just go on and sit down like that. I'm going to start placing the cones on the pins. So this is the first step. I've got 20 cones, so we'll just set them on the pins. All 20 cones are loaded on the pins. So the next step is going to bring each string up through the thread guide, which is right here. This is the first one. The second one is up here, and we'll use that. I'll show you how that works next. This is the warp guide, and this helps the strings stay straight and in order as they roll onto the warp beam. So you can slide this back and forth. And because I have the painter's tape on there, I have marked where the first section of strings should start for a full-size rug. So you just slide this to where it needs to be. I have the warp beam marked off for 14 sections. There's 20 strings per section. 20 cones equals 20 strings. And the space between each one of these nail heads is a section. And that's what you tie your string off to start winding on. Alright, so you take each string from each spool, it comes up through your thread guide and then through a set of holes here on the warp guide. There's two sets of holes, there's a lower set and an upper set. So first you do your inside row of cones. The first string then will come through the warp guide at the first eye and then through the upper hole first. Okay, so there's the first one. Then we're going to go to the one right beside it because we have to do the inside row first. We're going to skip an eye because that will be for the outside row. Come up through the eye of the thread guide and then to the bottom hole here. Alright, so the next one, the third one here. So we're going to skip an eye and come up through and again back up to the top. Sometimes these don't cooperate. Through that top hole. So I'll go ahead and do the inside row and finish that, and then I'll come back and start the outside row. Inside row of cones is done, so I'll just let you take a look. Okay, so we're ready to start the outside row of cones now. So you do the same thing. Run the string up through the eye of the thread guide, and there's an empty hole every other one that we left behind to do the outside row. So up through that first one. Now we're going to come up to the top hole, pull that through, and the next one, same thing again, up through the next available hole in the thread guide, and to the lower hole here, next one, next available hole, and back up to the top here. Okay, so I'll continue on and go all the way across here, and we'll come back when that's done. All 20 cones are threaded through the thread guide and the warp guide, so I'll let you see that. Okay, now we have to attach the strings to the nails on the warp beam so that we can start to wind on. So this is my first section. I brought all the strings that were through the warp guide through the back of it and just tied them on to the nail. Here's Finnegan. He's my weaving buddy. I think he's looking kind of bored with the winding on process today. Okay, we'll go ahead and stop at this point and watch for part 2 of this video, and I'll show you how to actually go ahead and start winding the string onto the warp beam. Okay, I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.